Hi, and welcome to The Realist Left. In this video, I'll briefly discuss the state of the American presidential election and my predictions for how everything plays out on Tuesday, November 8th, including a map of the Electoral College and my predictions for the Senate races. Let's start out with the major news story that has transpired in the last 2 weeks that has fundamentally transformed the race. Obviously, this would be the FBI reopening the investigations over emails found on Anthony Weiner's computer. Now, this could have been an extremely bad story when it first broke. However, it slowly trickled in that this was something Anthony Weiner related, that no emails had been looked at yet, and by Sunday, Democrats were pushing the narrative that Director James Comey had acted improperly. One Sunday later, it looks like that he indeed acted improperly, seeing as how the only emails were duplicates or unrelated. Now, when I last made a prognostication, I said the race was 6 to 9 points in Hillary's favor, and polls were showing Hillary either tied or leading by 14 points before the FBI story broke. Now, it's important to point out that before the story broke, those closer polls like IBD began showing it as a 5-point race, while the ABC News tracking, which previously had it at 13 points, had now dropped to about a 3-point margin. Now, it looks like things will be much more muted. Real Clear Politics is only having Hillary leading by 2.2 points, and I'll make the prediction now that Hillary will win in a range of 4 to 7 points, with 5.5 points being the most likely. The main reason behind this is Hillary's strong numbers among Latinos, Asians, blacks, young voters, and white college-educated voters. It seems that minority turnout will remain strong and will break records among Latinos and likely Asians as well. Turnout among young voters will be likely less, but it should be still a significant margin, at least higher than what Obama achieved in 2012 at 24 points, but probably not as high as in 2008, where it was a 30-point margin. She'll be down among the white working class voters without a college education, and particularly among men, which will help her in some states and hurt her in others, like Nevada and Iowa. It is also possible that Hillary's numbers could improve slightly among same-day election voters, particularly independents, who had become turned off since the FBI reopened the investigation. Overall, Hillary won by a bigger margin than the poll suggests, thanks to a vastly superior turnout operation, very similar to how Obama beat the polls in 2012. In Nevada, it appears that thanks to early vote numbers which account for about 70% of total votes, John Ralston of the Las Vegas Review-Journal has predicted that high turnout among Democrats will not only yield the Hillary victory over Trump, but also a Democratic win in the Senate race between Cortez Masto and Joe Heck, the two open congressional seats, and control over the state legislature. And indeed, House Republican congressional candidate Danny Tarkanian has publicly panicked about this possibility too. Similar early vote numbers have been seen in Florida, North Carolina, and even Texas, although it still remains highly unlikely that Hillary wins Texas. What all this means is that Latino voters in particular may be decisive in some races around the country, particularly in Florida, Colorado, Nevada, and possibly North Carolina, as well as the Asian vote too. Of the swing states, I predict that compared to the 2012 map of Obama versus Romney, that Hillary will win North Carolina and the Omaha district, but lose Iowa, Ohio, and the second main electoral vote based in Bangor very narrowly. Utah will remain with Trump instead of Evan McMullin, and it'll be close in Alaska, Arizona, and within 6 points in Texas and Georgia. That would be 323 electoral votes for Hillary Clinton versus 215 electoral votes for Donald Trump. Democrats will regain about 17 congressional seats, based out of strong numbers in particularly Nevada, California, Colorado, Virginia, and Florida, but missed some very close races in particular Iowa, New York, and Michigan that may have yielded them the House with slightly better national numbers. In the Senate, I predict that Democrats will hold the Nevada Senate seat and regain at the very least Wisconsin, Illinois, New Hampshire, and Pennsylvania. Republicans will definitely keep Rubio's seat in Florida, although very narrowly. The other three, Indiana, North Carolina, and Missouri, are pure toss-ups at this point. It's difficult to say which will go either way, but I would say at this point at least 2 of the 3 will go Democratic, if not all three. Evan Bayh looked like a lock in Indiana, but a spate of polls have showed him either tied and one even behind by 5 points. At this point, he may look like the most likely to lose. The other two look dead even, and it seems that Deborah Ross in North Carolina looks like the most likely to win. Either way, I predict a swing of 6 Senate seats to the Democrats, if not 7. Anyhow, we'll see how I do on Election Day, as I'm sure you'll have many disagreements and predictions of your own. If I'm right, great. If I'm way off, then I guess I'll eat my hat. Best of all, we will finally get to talk about something other than Clinton's emails, or Donald Trump being a racist, sexist, whateverist, and have more interesting topics to talk about. Thank you for watching. Remember to keep it real and keep it left.